Ladies and gentlemen, today's Commander's Call begins with an introduction to our helping agencies. Please welcome our Airmen's Care Program representatives, and you're going to come to the stage now. Ms. Barbara Airlift, Ms. Lakeista Arena, Ms. Cara Bean, Ms. Angela Pedersen, Major Shirley Summers, Colonel Chris Golden, Lieutenant Colonel Antonio Guzman Ortiz, and Senior Master Anthony DeBoyle.
Alright, I don't know about you all, but that video made me want to read once again. Alright, I'm Master Sergeant Everly, also, and this is Barbara Everly. Information is up on top. I am your violence prevention integrator. I focus on 4 programs: suicide prevention program, sexual assault prevention, domestic violence, and human trafficking. I manage the training programs, schedule events, and I can also facilitate volunteer opportunities for your unit, individuals, or even one of your professional organizations. Speaking of events, April is Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, and so we will be kicking off several events. One of our major ones is the virtual 5K, so just to kind of look out for a PA announcement coming out very soon.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Arena. I am the Sexual Assault Response Coordinator, or the SART. So my program focuses on responding to any instances or sexual assault that may have occurred, or if you have any questions about sexual assault or things that may have occurred in your unit to you, or things that you may have witnessed as a bystander. And the most important thing for you to remember is that you can make a report at any time. It does not matter when the assault occurred, and that there are 2 main types of reports to remember: restricted and unrestricted. Contact my office 24/7. We'll be happy to respond to you. If I don't know the answer, I'll be sure to get that information to you. And I work really closely with Ms. Emily and the other helping agencies here, so can't find me, just ask one of my fellow coworkers. Thank you.
There. Good afternoon. I'm Cara Bean, Director of Psychological Health. I am your subject matter expert related to mental health matters. So what I provide is counseling, individual, family, marital, parenting, and that counseling is confidential. With the exception of course, self-harm, harm to others, children, vulnerable populations. Other than that, it is completely confidential. There's no documentation, so you don't have to worry about any of our conversations being out there. And also, along with the counseling, I provide briefings to units. So if your units are experiencing particular trends, or if there's something that you know may be on the horizon that may be an issue upcoming for your unit, give me a call and let me know what you guys are witnessing in your unit for myself to address. And like Ms. Dr. Wayne had mentioned, we all work collaboratively, so there may be times I may say, hey, one of you helping agencies, come with me and let's brief this unit on a particular matter. So I am working virtually as well as in person, so you just need to have that mask on and make an appointment with me in order for us to schedule. For those who are in leadership, I'm available 24/7. If it's a matter of safety, if there's any harm to self that you're concerned about with your members, so feel free to give me a call and we'll see what that member needs as far as crisis management. And speaking of crisis management, I'm also part of the helping agencies, which is including of myself, Airmen and Family Readiness, Chaplain Corps, special force, not special forces, I'm sorry, security forces, as well as the fire department. So it just depends on what the issue is. But I will be a contact if there is a matter related to, I'll say, bereavement or another issue related to mass casualties in any format. So thank God there's been nothing like that to really happen, but just know that there's also within the helping agencies that support for crisis management, being unit specific or squadron specific. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Angela Pedersen, and I hope that when you think of airmen and family readiness, you think of a place to go for help, a place to go for resources. Because the core of our job is to help you identify any issues you may have and where the resources are to meet those needs. That means sometimes it's going to be an agency here on base, but sometimes it could be an agency within your community. And it doesn't matter if you live out of state. It's still our job to help you find those resources at no cost or at a very low cost. Aside from that, we also provide direct support in a lot of areas. Some of them include pre-deployment support, deployment support. We house the Key Spouse program. We have Air Force Aid. We have UTA Child Care. And in case you didn't know, we also have Monday through Friday and on UTA weekends an accredited financial counselor to help you with personal financial management issues. We can talk to you from everything from budgeting to how to arrange your credit score and everything that falls in between that. So if you think of nothing else, just remember to come to us if you don't know where to go, because part of our job is to help you find those resources. We hope you'll come with us.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Colonel Chris Golke, your local Inspector General here at Dobbins, and I as well am here to help with all this team up here on the stage. My job, if you're not familiar with the Inspector General, I'm basically here to help you with problems that you can't work through at the squadron or through your normal chain of command. I'm an avenue to you, for an appeal or for extra eyes and ears on a situation that you don't feel that you're getting adjudication with. So you can come talk to me at any time. I'm in building 838 on the first floor. You can call me as well at any time. My phone at work goes straight to my cell phone, and if I can take it, I will, and if I can't, I promise to get back to you as soon as possible. What else? I wanted to put stop just a couple other things. Everybody in this room, everybody in this wing has a responsibility to report fraud, waste, and abuse. That's one of the big things that the IG shop deals with. So if you see any of that going on in your shop or at your squadron where you're at, please do report that to your chain of command. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that to your chain of command, that's also another problem. But of course, come talk to me. I can deal with that, and we can fix it so that you get back focused on your mission, your job, and doing what you're trained to do, so that we can get that problem fixed. A couple other things I wanted to mention are reprisal and restriction. Restriction is basically that nobody can restrict you from coming to talk to the IG. Your commander, your supervisor, you're not in any way obligated to necessarily go to them first with any problem or anything that you see that's not in accordance with an AFI or a policy or a regulation. You can come straight to me, and they can't discourage you from doing that. That's called restriction. So just wanted to teach everybody that and make you aware of that. And then in line with restriction is reprisal. Nobody can take any sort of personnel action against you, whether it be withholding a promotion, taking a strike, giving you a letter of counseling, or anything like that for coming to talk to the IG. It is an open door, it is an open forum. Anytime that you want to come and talk, you're welcome to do that. And my name and number is up there. Please, anytime, just come talk to me. Lastly, I wanted to hit up commanders and shirts and supervisors to put the offer out there that if you'd like me to come visit the squadron and talk more in depth about some of these things and that I can offer and some of the topics that I've already mentioned, please reach out to me. I can come to a commander's call and brief up a little more detail on that for you. My flyer with my name and number and my face should be up at your squadron, and if it's not, let me know. I'll pay you a visit and get you a new one. I think that's all I had. So thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of the Wing Commander's call.
Hi, my name is Mandy Summers. I'm the EO Director here.
And my team is on the slide, as well as Tech Sergeant Mosley and Staff Sergeant Sydney Tate. We handle military cases of sexual harassment, and as well as harassment and reprisal, bullying, hazing. Please come to our office if you have any questions. I also want to mention Ms. Evelyn Abbott. She handles the civilian cases as well. She also has experience on the military side. So my office, we are TRs because Evelyn Abbott is here during the week. So if you have any questions for civilian cases or any military questions, you can reach out to her as well. I also want to put stomp that the EOPS is open and available, and that's going to be available through May. So if you have any feedback at all, we're looking for your honest opinion on what is working well in your units and any room for improvements that we can take away.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Antonio Javier Ortiz Guzman. Or you can call me Hey You, whatever, any of those names, or Javi, or Hey You. Again, I'm Chaplain Ortiz, and the great thing is now we're full-time here. So I'm an APR, I'm here 24 hours a day, whatever you need me, every day during the week, for you and your family members. So I want you to first know that we are APR, we're full-time here to take care of you and your family every day of the week and the weekend drills. Part of what we do is religious accommodation. So again, the free exercise of religion. So we are a one-stop shop that you can come, or you need religious accommodation for any religion whatsoever. Please come to us and we'll help you in that process. And leadership will help you too through that process too. Is due process is the main key here for everybody and for religious accommodation. Of course, we also offer our services. I'm a chaplain, and also I'm a Christian chaplain in that sense. We do services, Bible study, and also we provide for other religions when they want to meet. You'll see them come to us, and we also accommodate in those areas. So again, you're here full time, and I'll leave you now with Senior Master Board.
Thank you, sir. Senior Master Sergeant Tony Doyle, the Superintendent of Religious Affairs. We're excited tomorrow to be back in Clay Chapel for the first time in many years to have our first worship service there at 7:15. So we invite each and every one of you to join us 7:15 to 7:45. We've got light refreshments for you to take back breakfast to work. But we're excited to be here, as Chaplain Ortiz said, to serve you in a full-time capacity for the first time that we've ever known of. And we're also excited for all of our commanders, superintendents, and supervisors. We do provide sort of on-demand, off-the-shelf training related to leadership development, team building. We can provide those in the form of a lunch or a breakfast as well, however long you need those to be, however small or large you need the group to be. So we're excited to serve you. As he mentioned, all airmen, whether you're released or not, we're here for you. Thank you.
All right, well, so I wanted to bring these fantastic folks on stage and introduce them to you. It's been so long since we've all gotten together, but I just wanted you to know that the Reserve Command takes this very seriously in the fact that we've now got these full-time support functions here for you from left to right. You can see all the helping agencies. The Avenger team is what I call them. But basically, they're here to make sure that you have the support that you need. And so I don't want to ever have to hear that someone says, well, no one will listen to me. This team right here is built, designed, trained, organized, and equipped to help those folks out there that need anything from violence prevention, sexual assault, anything with Airmen and Family Readiness, our Director of Psychological Health. We've got the IG team, our Equal Opportunity. We just launched a DOTS. So I want you to take the time to fill out that survey. It might take you half an hour, it might take you an hour and a half. Please take the time to fill that out because we want to hear your feedback so that we can always try to improve the unit, right? My main objective here is to leave this place better than I found it. And I hope that all of you have that same type of approach. But the reality is here, you have the opportunity to the DOCS to give us your ideas. Tell us where we're failing, and we can respond to that and possibly make things better as quickly as we can. And then our chaplain corps here, obviously, part of the Airmen, comprehensive fitness model for our airmen, the spiritual model, the physical fitness model, the mental aspect, as well as the social aspect. All those four pillars make us whole as airmen. Our physical fitness is coming back, hopefully in July. I think we're going to start doing PT again for real, for county. So don't forget to stay in shape, not only mentally, physically, also. So that's very important. So anyway, I'd like for y'all to just give these folks a big round of applause for coming up here and telling me what they do. The other thing that we're looking at is diversity in the ranks. And you saw that whole panel there, very diverse panel. Very diverse, a lot of diversity in our ranks, and I'm very proud of that because that's how we can solve problems better. One of the great things that we did this last month with, during the Black Heritage Month was we brought in some folks from other bases flying T-38s, T-6s, T-1s, and King Thomas was part of that and helped with this diversity inclusion operation that he's doing. So Kenny, would you come up and tell us a little bit about that? I really appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and skip to that because that is something right in line with helping agencies is a way that we're improving the unit and we're making sure that everyone feels included. So come on.
Thanks, sir. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for taking time out to listen, like I said, about diversity and inclusion. So I'm Major Kenny Thomas. I am the Diversity Inclusion Project Manager here in the 94th. And the big thing we do with diversity inclusion is to ensure that us in the Air Force, we promote diversity, inclusion, and equality and equity amongst every aspect of what we're doing, everything from recruitment, training, mentorship, and advancement. And the reason we do that is because, as it's been said many times, it is a national security imperative. It is the foundation of what we do and what you do to be able to accomplish the mission. The two ways that we're doing that here at Dobbins is one with training. If anybody has recognized within the last 6 to 9 months, we have done a lot with training a lot of our airmen in different ways to deal with diversity and inclusion, as well as provide training to different units to make everybody more aware about how to be inclusive and how to maintain effectiveness within our units with that. So some of you actually have some diversity and inclusion facilitators within your units that will be able to speak to that. The other thing that we're doing is outreach within the community. Because although recruiters are the ones that got all of us in the door, there's somebody that has motivated or has shown you what it looks like to be able to be in the uniform that we're all in right now. And so us being in the community, being out there and showing everybody that is key to us maintaining that diversity and that connection with those around us in our local area. You said this last weekend, it was kind of short notice, but it was actually really good. It proves a really good point. We had about 17 ROTC cadets from the Georgia area come out to be able to see what it is that we do in the Air Force and actually get a taste of what it means to be wearing this uniform and be able to see some people that look like them from a variety of backgrounds, as well as be welcomed by everybody wearing this uniform to know that they can be here where we're at. And so if you've ever thought, well, what do we got to do to get in the community? What do we have to do? Come find me and I will help you find a way to connect with the community so that they can be part of what we have here. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock at Heritage Hall, we're going to have a diversity inclusion meeting for anybody interested in joining the team or just ask questions about it. I'll be there for you. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, so, a couple of points I just want to make and we're going into the award ceremony here a little bit. First of all, I'd like to introduce our new Vice Wing Commander. So, Tony Franks, you're going to come up for a second and just give us a couple of words. Thank you, Tony.
Put him on the spot here, so say again. I know we got another 2 hours of this, so I'll be short and sweet. My name's Colonel Tony Franks. I'm just coming from the IMA world. In case you're wondering what that is, I've been at 4 years of that. It stands for IMA Road. So it's good to be back, part of the family again for 94th. I want to say thanks to the leadership team for putting some faith in me and hiring me. And what I feel about it is I spent the last 2 years at ASHTOC as a 17 Delta, which is a cyberspace operations officer. And so I get a chance to learn something else on the other side of the house, besides from being at air crew. But I was at Pope for about 10 years flying airplanes. And so it's getting back into the C-130Hs. And I want to say one other thing, which is I'm your 06 action officer. I'm here to do two things. Do the revision that the leadership team has to do and back their plays, but also to serve you in the 94th, all the great things you do. And so use me as your action officer. I'm here to serve. I'm a TR. I live just down the road, down in Montgomery, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. That's fantastic. So, why are we here? Why do we put this uniform on? You know, I think we all have a sense of purpose, right? A calling, a sense of duty. I think that's why I do it. So, you want to be bigger than part of something part of something bigger than yourself. So, thank you for doing that. So what do we do, right? Why are we doing this? To support the National Defense Strategy, right? The National Defense Strategy, basically, it's the DoD's mission to deter war and to protect the security of our nation. But should that deterrence fail, then we are prepared to provide military options for our president and diplomatic leaders. So that is what we do. Now, how do we do that? Well, we do that through you guys. Organize, train, and equip. We'll get you trained up, equipped, and out the door you go. And that's basically how we do that. But the bottom line here is the mission of the 94th Airlift Wing is to provide ready forces. And our vision is that we're a reserve citizen airmen, ready to answer our nation's call, and we're propelled by a culture of respect, excellence, and innovation. So we want to be excellent in all we do, obviously. We want to provide a culture of respect and no tolerance for any discrimination, like we talked about before. But we also want to be innovative, right? So we're trying to do innovative things. One of the great things about the Reserve Command that I always say is most of our force is civilians, and they come in and they wear the uniform on the weekend or during their annual tour. But they bring in so many other talents from their civilian jobs and whatnot, and that just makes us so much stronger in the Reserve Command. And you know what the Air Force Reserve's mission right now is to protect Americans, to protect airmen, and to complete our mission. Basically, that's our mission from the Reserve Command. That's what Scobie wants us to do. Well, think about what we've done last year, okay, and how we've taken care of Americans, starting way back in the very beginning of the year, when we brought 503 citizens or Americans off the Grand Princess ship off the coast of California, and we housed them here at Dobbins. We stood up a first of its kind facility to quarantine those Americans, and we took care of them. You all took care of them, working with the CDC and the Department of Health and Human Services. You all did that, and that had not been done in a long time. So that was a great thing that we did for the country here at Dobbins. We provided the space, the wraparound facilities, and we made that happen. Also, then we were asked to deploy some nurses to New York City to go up and to take care of Americans in the hospitals, up in the Queens Hospital and the Javits Hospital. So you guys, within a moment's notice, on Friday we were sitting there, Saturday morning we were calling people in. On Friday we got notified, hey, you might have to do this. Saturday morning we started calling people. They were eating breakfast with their loved ones, and by lunchtime they had packed a bag, and by the mid-afternoon on Saturday they were here ready to go on a 6-month deployment. Ops and maintenance spun up a mission. Apps and our LRS folks put all that together, put a deployment line together. We all came in here, and by Saturday evening, we had everybody buttoned up ready to go. Sunday morning, we launched the mission. We flew down to MacDill, we flew to Charleston, we flew to Patrick, and then we flew to McCord, and we delivered 25 nurses by Sunday afternoon. That's what the Reserve Command is, right? You're suddenly active duty. And so you all did that, you're reserve citizen airmen, and you're ready to answer your nation's call, just like our vision says. So fantastic thing that you did, and you're very selfless, and you're servant for self, so excellent in all you do, so right in line with our Air Force core values. By Sunday, that airplane came back, and I was never so proud to have delivered those folks and been a part of that. So very, very, very proud of our wing, supporting the nation, again, taking care of Americans. Throughout this whole time, though, we've been doing the mission. Never stopped flying missions, so
We're out there, ops and maintenance is turning airplanes. They're flying. Our base ops folks, our transfield alert, our tower, our command post, our air reporters are all out there making sure those airplanes can take off and land and doing their mission, doing TUI and supporting the jets that we do, the airdrops that we do for all the folks that need the training. So we are continuing to do that, and I could not be more proud of you. And oh, by the way, then we were told, hey, the vaccine's coming. So again, taking care of our airmen, we stood up a couple pods. Our ASTS said, hey, we can do this. We can pull this off. And so we have 1,400 vaccines, and we've put most of those in the arms of our airmen and civilians. And so it's fantastic, the operation that you all have pulled off, and I'm very confident that we can keep going and no end in sight till we get everybody vaccinated. The goal is to try to get everybody that wants a shot. So thank you, ASTS. That's been fantastic. And Captain Sanchez back there has been a big part of that. Thank you, Colonel Andino, for your leadership. So great opportunity for that, and we pulled it off. So I just want to continue to tell you that be safe out there, wear your mask, make sure that you're adhering to all the mitigation things that we have with respect to social distancing and not shaking hands and elbow bump if you have to. But the bottom line is, who spreads? How do you spread COVID? It's through human transfer. So if we can just avoid that, then eventually we'll get ahead of this pandemic. So you already saw all of our fantastic folks that came up onto the stage, from Airmen Family Readiness all the way down to violence prevention, all the way down to our chaplain again. So I just wanted to just give them another round of applause for all they do. So thank you guys.
Dave, this is like one of the best things ever, is to recognize our people. It goes towards everything that we work for, right? So recognizing our people, making sure that they know that they're appreciated. We absolutely love our airmen. And when I say airmen, I mean big A airmen. That includes our civilians, our officers, our enlisted, our contractors. I kind of consider them airmen too because they work here with us every day. So understand that recognizing our airmen is imperative. These things are part of our culture. What is our culture? Well, I've heard it say that culture is your personality of your wing, your unit. So, what's your culture? Is our culture inclusive, where everybody gets a fair shot, where everybody gets their voice heard, where everybody has an opinion and it's okay? Or are we exclusive? Where, because you might not think the same way that I do, or be the same ASC that I am, that we exclude you. I would hope, and I think, that our culture here, our personality, is very inclusive. That we include each other, that we look to each other, that we are professional, that we hold each other in high regard for the various things that we do. It is important to be that. It's important to treat each other that way. There's one very important piece to how our culture works and what makes it work, and it's our attitudes. So the other day I was driving to work in the morning, and I pull up to a stoplight. Didn't really have anything in my mind, right? So I'm listening to my music, not much. So I just happened, it's a very long stoplight by the way, so I happened to look over, and I see this person over here clearly having an argument with somebody, either in their car or on their phone. They are just angry, and you can see it, and you can see the angst in their face, and they're like shaking their fist, and they're just very angry at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing. I look at the guy behind me in my rearview mirror. Man, I want that. He was singing, he was smiling, he had the best time in his car by himself. And I thought, every day we wake up, we make that choice. What's your attitude going to be? Are you going to be so angry that it shows up in everything that you do? Is that how you're going to start your day? Or are you going to be happy and singing, like the guy that I saw in my rearview mirror? I want to be that happy singing person. Is that reality every day? Probably not. Some of you guys have seen me on bad days. So it's not reality to be that every day. But if we strive to go that direction with our attitude, we are going to have a more inclusive culture. Because when you are positive about things and assume positive intent when somebody speaks to you, then you're going to be more receptive to what they're saying. I would like to ask each of you, in everything that you do and how you go throughout your day, to assume positive intent. What that means, somebody comes up to you and says, good morning. Well, if you're having a really bad morning, you're going to hear good morning. If you're having a good morning, you're going to hear, hey, good morning, how are you today? It's all about how you receive it. If you assume positive intent, that they mean no malice, no harm, nothing towards you other than what they're truly saying, you're probably going to have a much better day. And when we all have a better day, we change the culture here. Our personality becomes positive. Our personality becomes one that people want to emulate. Our personality becomes something that people want to be a part of. So, we've all been in here for a while, and I'm going to leave you with one final thought. What are you going to choose for your attitude today, for the rest of this UTA, for the rest of the week, and for the rest of the year? I hope it's positive. Thanks.